serious business in Kenya is such a profitable venture with a ready market that can give you up to 35% return. In today's video, we are looking into this business, how to go about it, and some of the challenges that you can face and how to go about them. Let's get into today's video. Hello my awesome beautiful people, how are you doing? This is Elizabeth from Lifestyle with Elizabeth. Once again, I welcome you back to my YouTube channel. If at all you're seeing this pretty face on your screen for the very first time, can you go just ahead, just take 1 minute, not even a minute, 1 second, and just hit the subscription button. This for that you guys have been amazing. I really do appreciate your support. As a thank you for the information that I bring you people, just subscribe and like my video. It just helps me boost my video in a great way. So just the other week, I went and I bought all these cereals. Some of the cereals, I bought Jahe, I bought Kamande, I bought rice, I bought dengu, all these things, and then I started talking to that dude that was selling me these things from one of these places, from my local place, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do a video on how to go ahead and start a cereal business. A serious business. And let me tell you something. From the conversation that I had with that guy, he gave me a contact that I'm really planning to go and visit that guy, whereby he gave me one of the sources whereby he goes and buys these things at wholesale. And I'm really my schedule is a bit tight right now, but I'll surely find time and go and get and gather all this juicy information for somebody that is trying to start a serious business here in Kenya. One thing I know is that a serious business here in Kenya is just a profitable business, because one, people will always eat. No matter how economy may be, people will always eat. It goes with any business that it involves food. Starting a serious business is not even expensive, because you can start small and you grow with time. You go expanding. You can start with one gunia, or even have a gunia of each and every produce that you're planning to sell, and with the time you just go expanding. You can source cereals direct from farmers, which actually is going to save you a lot of cost. And if at all that is not possible, you can start from somewhere like Nyamakema. They sell them in wholesale, and they sell them at a very, very affordable prices. So these are some of the things that you're going to need to start a cereal shop. Research the market. One, you have to find a very nice place whereby you're going to post, you're going to position your shop. And actually, you don't even have to have a shop. Nowadays things have gone online. You can start online to cut on the cost and maybe employ somebody. You can post these things on WhatsApp, on status, on everywhere. You just need to market yourself. But with this thing, because you need the walk-ins, because now somebody needs like a half a kg, you cannot come away all the way from Kashia all the way to Kilimani to take a a half a kg. So having a physical shop, when it's coming to serious shop, it's very advisable. Then you have to go ahead and research on the most moving cereals in the area or everywhere. You have to get to know, get to know the potential customers that you're supposed to work with. You can go just maybe to boarding schools, go and research, go to the boarding schools. We have millers, we have hotels, we have boarding schools, we have a household, just go ahead and know what works best for you and for your customers. The other thing you have to consider is that identify a business location. If you can find somewhere that is growing rapidly, like it's growing very fast, that is going to work for you. Every business, and especially when you're starting, always go for a niche whereby there is a flow of people. You don't even have to have it in your local place. You can move like one town from where you are, as long as there is a heavy flow of people. Like now where I stay, if at all I'm supposed to put such a shop, I'll put it down there, or maybe I'll go like the next somewhere we call river, hapo kuna watu wengi, there is a heavy flow of people. The number 3 you have to consider is that identify suppliers for the cereals. You have to identify, you have to do your own research, like deep research, because you are trying to maximum on the profit, whereby the input is a bit kidogo. So identify somebody that can supply these products at a very affordable price. Consider the prices that these suppliers are going to give you, and also are they offering transport, you know? And once they get to Nairobi, from where you are to Nairobi, how are you going to transport these suppliers, you know? Here in Kenya, mostly, if at all you can get some contact directly from you know, when you go to Bungoma, maize there, it's in full. Like also Gilgil, you know, like now I have an uncle that resides there. They farm acres and acres of land, you know, maize. The other thing, I think it's number 4 that you have to consider, is that identify types of cereals to sell here in Kenya. You have to identify the most moving cereals that you are supposed to sell. You know, like on a daily basis, majorly rice moves very fast, beans moves very fast, green grams, they move very fast, because you might end up buying on things that are going just to come and lie idle. You know, they are lying idle in your shop, and by the time you are selling them, they have already gone bad. So believe you me, that is going to be a lot of loss, you know. So identify some of the fast moving cereals. Like I said, we have rice, we have beans, you know, wheat, sorghum, millet, green grams, and flour, among varieties, you know. So there's so many things that you have to consider. Identify, do your research before you set up. Don't just wake up one morning and you're just placing, you know, you're just placing a shop out of nowhere, you know. Utaenda hasara. So identify the fast moving cereals that you can start with. If you are based in Nairobi, the fastest and the most convenient place that you can get all these things without the cost, the traveling cost, the transportation and everything, go to Nyamakema. Nyamakema, they sell them at a very affordable prices. And actually, when I'm in town, that is where I usually buy my things. Like when I want to do like a bunch buying of these things, I go to Nyamakema. You get it at a whole price, maybe slightly higher than somebody that is going to buy them at a whole price, but maybe from a certain kgs, they sell them to you at a very affordable price. And once you talk to these people, they're going to consider that you're starting up. They're going to give you a very good price. If at all you can source them from a local farmer, if you can go to Mwea to purchase rice, go ahead and do it, because sometimes you may do your mathematics. Like now when people want to sell these artificial flowers, when you do the calculation of going to China, it becomes a bit cheaper and much affordable than when you are buying these things locally. You know, when you do all these calculations and everything, unapata unajibakishia profit fulani, unajibakishia profit kubwa. So if at all you can go to Mwea to source these things, just go ahead. If at all you can go to local farmers from your area, or from maybe you can go to that Bungoma, or you can go to that LD, or you can go wherever, just go ahead and do it. Also ensure that when you're buying these things, ensure that they are totally dry. Cereals, it's all about being dry. Ensure they are totally dry, because if at all you're going to come with wet cereals, grains, zitaharibikia kwa shop na hasara ni kwako. Hata kama umekuja na umenotice they are not totally dry, go ahead and put them under the sun. But it's always advisable to go for the dried grains, for the dried cereals. Now, after you have considered those things, ensure that you have acquired a business a serious business permit. It's around 10K per month, and you can get it from your local government, from our government, you know, to avoid these things of kanjo coming and they are harassing you. So ensure that you have that permit. It's better than each and every time you are arrested and you are taken kwa sale, you have closed your shop, you have wasted your time. At the end of the day, maybe utakuliwa like 20K. Just go ahead and be secure. You know, it's one of the regulations here in Kenya that you're supposed to have such a license. So to avoid a lot of headache and everything, just go ahead and acquire this license. Now, even before you bring these cereals to Nairobi from wherever you're sourcing them from, you have to consider storage. You have to consider somewhere by that is well aired, somewhere that there is not going to spoil your, it's not sweating, you know. It has to be well aired, it has to be a bit warm, you know, a room temperature, a very good room temperature. avoid storing them on the ground, because there is a possibility on the floor, because there is a possibility it's going to, itavuta moisture and it's going to make your grains to go bad. So ensure that maybe you get a fundi can just come na bao akutengeneze like to shell, so that your grains, your whatever your cereals is off from the floor. And yes, ensure that your grains are totally dry before storing them. So you may be there and you're asking and you're wondering, how much would I require to start a cereal shop? Well, between 20 to 30k, that should make you start a business at a very, very comfortable. Also, it depends with the kind of the size that you are trying to start up the shop with, but with around 20 to 30k, you are good to go. Like we said, you can start small and grow by day. You don't have to wait until you have gotten your 200 Gs or 300 Gs. It might take you a long time, but actually we have heard of people that have started small and they are doing so well. They are big. So if you are asking yourself whether cereals business shop is worth the investment, I am going to say a big yes. A big yes, because one, it's worth the investment, because one, people have to eat no matter the hardship that we are going through. Even if they used to buy from you 5 kgs, they will still buy from you 2 kgs or half a kg. People have to eat. Households have to eat. Our children in boarding schools have to eat. Our hotels have to continue supplying us. But you can be guaranteed, or you have to ensure that whereby you have placed your business is one of the biggest determining factor whereby whether you're going to make profit or not. But basically, according to the research and the information that I have, a sales business it can give you up to 35% returns. It really depends with the location. It depends with if you have the fast moving cereals in your shop. So some of the challenges, each and every business has its own challenges, but some of the challenges that I've facing these kind of businesses are storage. Poor storage facilities. It's going to affect you big time. And then we have got like maybe cereals being eaten by rats, so you have to put the measures whereby you are going to control rats from entering wherever you have stored your cereals. And then we have got inadequate cereals produced during dry season. Sometimes it's like last year in Kenya in 2022, maize were so scarce, a lot of things, because we had some rain issues. And if at all you did not buy them and stored them in advance, we really suffered. Those people suffered because there were not enough supplies. And then we have got lack of capital. That's one of the major reasons. One of the reasons why this business suffer. If at all you don't have enough capital to start just a relative enough shop, it's one of the challenges that people are facing. But if at all you compare the challenges and the benefits that I've given you, definitely it's a business worth trial. So as I bring this video to a conclusion is, one, you have to agree with me that this is a business whereby it's going to give you good returns. Apart from maybe some of the issues with the capital and maybe getting a permit and maybe sourcing these things, which most of them are locally. You don't need a passport to go and buy these things from Uganda, from US, from wherever. They are just locally, they are readily available. So in a few words, you can start this business as a full-time, or you can even start it as a part-time. You can even sell it online. It's possible. It's a business whereby you can track it so easily, because in the morning I brought 10 kgs, I'm only getting 8 kgs, so meaning you have sold 2 kgs is the amount I need from you from selling the 2 kgs. It's very, very simple. One thing you have to understand, like I always say, when you're starting a business, always be patient with yourself. If at all the first month you have not made enough profit, don't beat yourself about it. Just continue investing, continue being hopeful. This is a kind of a business that you can start small and grow as you continue building on connections with the having network. They call them network. Having network connections with the hotels, with the schools, and actually sometimes there are those times that the government gives out tender. If at all you can start applying for those tender and then you start supplying, before you know it, it's going to be a business that you have always dreamt of. It's going to give you returns and it's going to give you a lot of joy and a lot of money. So my dears, I'll bring my videos to a conclusion as I go and make my all this. Can you imagine? This mimi ni mwanamke boba. mpaka niko na uteo. So my dear, as I bring my videos to a conclusion, if at all you have watched my video all this far, and if at all you have liked my content, kindly comment on my just leave me a comment, leave me a like, leave me a love, and if at all there is anything, I'm going to try and source that video whereby, you know, the Nyamakema plays and whatever. And I bring you this information at the comfort of your house. So if at all you have liked my videos, kindly just don't leave without subscribing, and don't leave without liking my video. So until next time guys, cheers to success.